Mic check. What's up, guys? How you doing? We're back. We got a different video from UF Pro. We just reacted to one a couple days ago of their some kind of a medical video. I forget if it was CMC or CLS, but anyways, I want to watch this one. This is knife versus bare hands. I specifically chose this one because most of you who follow my channel probably follow other Ukrainian sources and most likely saw that gnarly knife fight between the Russian and the Ukrainian. Viewer discretion advised. Of course, that's nothing I could put on here, but if you do watch it, just be aware. It's gnarly, man. The Russian wins the fight, kills the Ukrainian slowly, brutally. It's nasty. With that said, I want to watch this just because it is relevant and extremely important. There's only been a handful of incidences that I know of here in Ukraine where it came down to melee, knife, fist fighting, grabbing anything that you have near you, smashing the other guy's face in, bayonet charges. But it does happen because just the nature of this conflict and how close it is. So real quick, my name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion for the defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. I was in 1st Battalion, Charlie 3 Platoon. I'm still in Ukraine. I'm no longer with the Legion. I'm with Azov, specifically Azov International Battalion. We are super excited about the International Battalion here at Azov, and we are currently looking for more and more people, specifically either qualified people or people who are willing to put in the work, the effort, and learn a lot. So if you're interested in this, hit me up in my email down below. I'll also leave the application for Azov down below, the Azov International Battalion. If you do go straight to the application, in the comments, mention Vegas, mention me, just so we have a frame of reference of kind of who we're pulling from these videos. Or hit me up in my email, and I can also talk with you about this stuff as well. So I guess that's it. I want to cover real quick. This is a really big deal with Azov International Battalion. There's never been a large unit in Azov of foreigners like this in the history of the unit. So it's exciting. And also for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, the only place for foreigners to go reliably, I guess the most publicized option was the International Legion. That's no longer the case. I don't want to disparage the Legion any more than I probably already have on this channel, but I'm very grateful that I can now be a part of this program with Azov, and now out of good conscience, I can recommend you guys coming here because I know Azov is extremely talented. It's very structured, professional, and they will take care of you as a professional soldier. So anyways, let's jump into this UF Pro knife versus bare hands. Now, something I wanted to touch base on real quick is if you did watch this video of this knife fight between the Ukrainian and the Russian, you'll notice multiple things, but one of the main things you'll notice is the Russian is using anything and everything that he can to win that fight. He was biting, he was eye gouging, he was stomping, he was twisting fingers. It was a literal hand-to-hand fight to the death, and the Russian was using everything he could. So in a lot of these videos that we'll watch, or a lot of this martial arts knife defense kind of shit, it's all obviously staged because you can't have a real person attack you full force with a knife, but that leaves this little gap of what it's like in reality, right? And what they oftentimes, in my opinion, miss in these kinds of demonstrations, even though they're extremely trained, very, very good techniques to my understanding. I'm no fucking hand-to-hand combat pro, even though they're all good techniques, good strategies, what they miss is the gruesomeness and the reality of you need to do whatever you have to win that fight. Right? If you gotta bite a piece of his face off to get the upper hand, you gotta twist his fingers until they all break to get the upper hand, no pun intended, whatever you got to do to get the upper hand and win that fight. They don't talk about that in most of these kinds of demonstrations. So I just wanted to hit that off the rip because that's something I noticed big time in that unfortunate fight with the Ukrainian. And of course, these like in this position, right? This is a perfect circumstance, if you will, right? You know the guy has a knife. He's coming straight at you. You have the time to square up to him, and then never, ever, ever, ever will this be the scenario. Okay? You're going to be, this guy's going to be running up from behind you. You're going to have a millisecond to whip around and fucking grapple with this guy or something like that, So keep that in mind as well. These are awesome strategies and things to keep in mind and practice. And I'm sure they will come in handy if you were ever get in this kind of a situation. But you'll not always have that perfect approach like they're showing here. From the first two, it's pretty easy to tell is you need to get in close inside this guy's attack range with the knife so that the knife becomes less effective. When you're at that range of that arm's reach, that's when he's really at his most lethal, right? So if you can get inside, try to control that hand that has the knife. That's kind of what I'm noticing here is the goal. And also, it may seem crazy putting your arms up like that, but you want to get sliced on your arms before you're going to get sliced on your neck or your face, right? Yeah, I've got to be honest. I don't know me personally, if I'm taking the time to throw knees, right? Unless I was trained in some kind of martial arts I became very efficient with throwing knees because we all know that those will destroy you if you know how to do it properly. But for me personally, because I don't have that kneeing experience right here. Hold up, sorry. Right here, when he gets control of that knife and he starts throwing knees, right? I'm not going there, man. I'm gonna just try to get a hold of that arm, either try to break it, throw his ass on the fucking ground, but I'm not taking this time right here. Boom, boom. I'm just going straight to putting his fucking face in the dirt, getting that knife out of his hand, hopefully taking it and just whap, whap. Another important thing to keep in mind is to have a knife on your plate carrier usually. Have it somewhere that's accessible. Usually not somewhere like on your appendages that could get blown off, right? Same with tourniquets. A tourniquet's not going to do you any good if it's in your ankle pocket and you get that leg blown off, right? Now you're looking for your tourniquet and you have no leg. You get it, right? So same with your knife. Usually on plate carriers, sometimes you'll see it on a battle belt, on your like the small of your back, strapped in right there. Somewhere that's accessible when you're, God forbid you get into hand-to-hand combat with somebody and you're wrestling on the ground with them. Somewhere where you could just grab, something like that, and bring that into the fight. He's throwing the knees again there. Very cool. Again, if you're good at that, do it. But we see him again just get inside that guard, right? Get inside of his full extended reach with that knife, to where now that knife is becoming less combat effective. Now you're in tight. Now he effectively has one hand that is, it's busy, right? You've got control of that hand. Now he's fighting you with one arm. You're getting the leg up here, the arm up. I know I'm pausing it a lot, but that's kind of the purpose of these shorter videos, to talk through them like this. In real life, it's not gonna the exercise doesn't stop. It's not end X when you get stabbed in the stomach like he just did. You still have to win that fight, right? I notice, and I hate watching videos like the real life videos of these circumstances, like the Russian and the Ukrainian, but you'll notice people give up. Right? You'll see it in them when they decide, okay, I'm dying right now. And they give up. It's probably really easy to do, I would imagine, if you just got stabbed in the gut like this guy. But you got to pull it out, right? I mean, not literally pull it out, but you theoretically, if you're going to win, you can't stop fighting at that point. You still got to be clawing at this dude's fucking eyeballs or whatever you can, biting his fingers off. I know it's brutal, but it's the reality of this kind of a fight on the front, dude. You're grabbing fucking rocks from behind you. You're jamming sand in his eyes. Whatever you can do. Nice. Controlled that arm big time. And this is cool because you could tell that they didn't reenact that one out first. At least it looked pretty legitimate to me. But you could tell he saw him pulling back with that knife hand, and he kind of knew where to take it from there. The defender, right? He was like, okay, I need to grab that fucking arm when it starts to come down. Oh, yeah, that'll cost you. Oh shit. These are so cool. They do such a good job over here at UF Pro because they're showing you all of them, right? The successful knife defenses and the unsuccessful ones. And it's arguable that the unsuccessful attempts that they have, where the professional guy or like gets hit, are almost more useful for learning than the ones where they do stop them, right? Because you can see, I guess to me it seems like it's more realistic when, especially when this guy, the aggressor, the attacker, is pulling the knife out from a hidden position, because that's more like what you're going to run into, right? If you're grappling with somebody on the ground and they're going to be reaching for a knife the same way that you are, so you're not going to know exactly when they're pulling that thing out, if they do or don't have one. So that's more realistic to me when he's pulling it out from like a hidden location. I don't know. I think that's really cool. And these guys just do a really good job. You could tell too, a couple of the times here, they're really hitting each other. Like you could tell by the way they're moving, the way their masks shifting. They're hitting each other. Maybe not full force, but enough to give a decent demonstration here. That's it. I was gonna keep going through our medical Ukrainian medicine, Ukrainian medical support videos that we've been watching, but this is very relevant at the moment. So again, I've said it throughout this whole video. Gotta fight dirty, man. Fight as dirty as possible when it comes to your life or the life of your guys. Think of it for those of you who have kids. Think of it like if they make it past you, they get to your daughter or your son. Or if they make it past you, they get to your mother or your father, right? You need to win at all costs. So that's it. If you're interested in coming joining us over at Azov, hit me up in my email or hit the application that'll be linked right next to my email. You can also message the Azov email, Azov303. That's it. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.